Nobody wants to fight me.
Do parents tell you stories about when we came to this country, we don't have $50?
No, we were poor though. Yeah, we were poor. My dad used to paint T-shirts to sell them at the swap meet. Like he was an artist, so he would like paint.
Artist.
Asian
Asian
there
artists.
was like basically he was doing fucking, like when you go to Disneyland, the letter shit. It was basically like that, except on a shirt. Like flowers and then puff paint and then like, like all this shit. Remember shirts? Oh, you're not even old enough, but like during the 90s.
I moved here when I was 23.
Exactly.
I was in China in the 90s.
Yeah, during the 90s, there was a puff paint like phenomenon in terms of shirts. Like everybody was like hand painting their own shirts and putting puff paint all over the fucking place.
Oh, that's
and
okay.
Girls' blouses and shit.
So that's your father's business.
That was his father's business for a while. He did a bunch of things.
And then how did he establish this photography business, which you're doing it now?
Kind of, somewhat, yeah. But how did he establish it? I don't know. He just started because like Asians.
There's only a few things we can do.
Essentially, yeah. Like there's only a few businesses that Asians ever do, and not because they're incapable, but just because that's what all their friends do. So like, oh, your cousin has a liquor market. I guess I'll just come to America and fucking buy a liquor market.
Because for China, right? Like I'm like the new generation of immigrants. Most friends I know, like most those Chinese friends I interact with, they study here. Right, and mostly they got a science degree or software engineering degree, so they got hired by Flag, Facebook, LinkedIn, Apple, Google, one of those big companies who have very good system that can give you like a sponsorship on like a visa and then apply you a green card. Like that's their route. But before our generation, like the Chinatown, like Chinese immigrants, that's a completely different story. I'm not going to be on record and say they're all illegal immigrants because that would not be true. But
you can't say they've all probably given a hand job or two at a massage parlor.
That's debatable too. I'm just saying, like for most Chinese immigrants, like the older generation, they they're usually from like the same village or same area, and they will just one person get established here, will open a Chinese restaurant,
and then they bring everybody over,
and they need illegal immigrants so they can sell you the fucking dish for $6, a meal.
Because this doesn't
you
make
wonder
any sense.
why Chinese food is so cheap? Wonder why? Because they're motherfuckers in a bad kitchen,
labor.
Slaving for 10 years until they're like, okay, this is time, and they
and it's still a thing. Like just communities tend to gather together, and then they just kind of randomly choose whatever the fuck it is they do. Right?
So it's a whole chain of business. One person got established, opened a restaurant, and then back in his village, he'll wire money back, and this new like blood will try to come in. So the whole village will crowdfund to send this person through whatever route, Sometimes it's container boxes. Sometimes it's more legit, through school, whatever, come here. And then they already got a job when they were in China.
Yeah, that still happens. Like if you go to a lot of restaurants in Koreatown, for example, like a lot of those people are brought over specifically to work at that fucking restaurant.
But isn't Korea like a developed country?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's developed. I always think like Korea is like richer,
yeah, it is developed, but like there's still poor people,
Okay.
Yeah. So
is just older generation or?
No, it's still going on. Like there's still like 20 something year olds. You look at them, you're like, oh, you're fucking. They shipped you over here from Korea. You can just tell,
I feel like people like those generation, they had it really really tough. Like when
I'm talking. That's still happening though.
I know, but whatever it is, like people who work in the back kitchen of a shitty, Asian restaurant, they had it the worst because their language skills is like the worst, and I'm pretty sure some of them are trying to learn. But most of the time, they live in a bubble. Their life is the radius of that, probably three blocks.
Minority. Yeah,
probably 3 blocks. I've known like Chinese immigrants who are American citizens now, who still don't speak English.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like I met this guy.
Yeah.
I met this guy a few weeks ago, and he was like 20, like I don't know, like 20, late 20s, and he like spoke really broken English when I spoke to him in English, right?
Yeah,
Korean guy. And then I asked him, "Oh, when did you come here? When did you come to America?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I was like 4 years old." I was like, "How do you have such broken English at 4 years?" Because he moved, instead of moving to a white place, I moved to a completely fucking white place.
Where did you move?
And I went through the fucking white gauntlet, man. Just fucking people calling me chink every day. Like fuck every week now. a chink
So
a week,
why
I will
blind
take that
your
shit. You know, like fucking in elementary school, it was like a minute by minute thing. You
How
know?
old were you when you first learned the real meaning of chink?
The word itself, or just raced the idea.
The word and what's behind it. You moved here when you were 5. Like how old were you when you understand what it means to be called a chink?
I still don't think I completely understand it.
but sort of, it's a racist thing. It's like a bad
just
thing.
getting the idea of it,
Yeah.
right? And the fact that you can't like work out and stop being Asian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first 2 years you don't know.
Not like being fat,
Yeah,
like you can work out and stop being fat, and people will stop making fun of you. But no matter how much you work out, you will always be Asian.